So next up, JennAir introduces a new lineup. They've got premium refrigeration, wine columns, induction ranges, and wall ovens. All these new items are aimed at high-end customers. And they're also doing this interesting thing where they're designing panels with Nature Squared, a company that deals with very high-end companies. Go check out their website. They've got some awesome stuff. But the panels that they're making are made of things like reclaimed eggshells and seashells, and it's all very artsy and looks fantastic. Also, since you're introducing this to us, JennAir, send us your specs. Send us your specs. We would love your specs for these new items. Does this new lineup have a name? I don't know. John, is there an all-encompassing name for this new lineup?
No, so this isn't so much a new lineup, as it is they're just kind of filling in. Okay, so their existing lines of Rise and Noir, these are going to fall into those. And again, these are kind of more updates, and listen, these updates here are less about, kind of trying to lead the industry in a different direction. And it's more about closing the gaps that they have in their own lineups, right? I mean, so we're not introducing any real category defining features or anything like this. Really, what they're doing is they're basically making sure that customers don't have to look elsewhere when they're trying to spec a full kitchen, right? So, I mean, their wall ovens are easier to use, but they're not more powerful. The induction finally exists, right? So having, you don't have to turn away that electric pro customer in the 48 anymore because now they have one. But there's no major performance advantages with that. The wine columns are going to look the part, but the jury's out in terms of their preservation system. But again, they have one. So Slim Tech is really a cool feature. I love Slim Tech, but while it's a nice addition, it's not new to the market. They've been doing this with freestanding fridges and dabbling with a couple of other models as well. And then, of course, they couldn't resist, flexing where it comes to design with these panels. And listen, those Nature Squared panels are a really cool idea. They'll turn heads at KBIS or something like that, but they're not going to move the needle, and they're not intended to move the needle for this real world install and sale. So again, these changes really help JennAir stay in a conversation. And, it's more about preventing lost sales than it is about stealing sales from other manufacturers and trying to gain share.
So looking at this press release, the thing that jumped out to me, and John said it for a second, is the Slim Tech insulation. Because, like you said, it's not new, but I read it and I'm like, okay, so what? And then I went a little deeper. It's actually pretty cool, like what the insulation does. And just looking at it quick is that it can reduce the wall thickness up to 66%, which then means more capacity inside the fridge. Like that is scratching an itch right there, especially in the built-in category, because you get built-in, and where do you get your capacity? In height. You don't get depth. So this gives you some additional depth. So it's actually, I thought, was a pretty good idea.